Welcome back to Ultimate Admiral Dreadnoughts. Let's do this one. The Trafalgar is protecting a convoy of 11 transports against 2 Italian heavy cruisers. Should not be too difficult of a fight. Except the Trafalgar is all the way down here. So she will have to do full speed to catch up with the convoy. Weather is minus 12.5. Luckily, the Trafalgar is fast. Yeah. So I got here before the enemy, that's good. If the enemy cruisers were faster and I was slower, they might have gotten in here and started killing off my transports before I had a chance to intercept. And the transports are doing transport things, crashing into each other. There we go, contact. I think these guys have torpedoes, maybe? I don't remember. Yeah, they do. Let's hit the other one now. Because this one has been slowed down. It's gonna have a harder time of catching up to the transports. The transports are chipping in. They have guns. They are armed, 3.6-inch guns. There we go. Now I would like to maneuver, but my rudder has been damaged. There we go. That's the torpedo I was anticipating. We keep focusing on that one now. There we go. Uh-oh. Can't really do much to avoid. I can speed up. Yes. Thank you, geared turbines. I'll switch to this one, which is more operational. There we go. Good hits. Straight through the belt armor. Destroyed torpedo. Amazing. Go to HE for now, because she's at such an angle. Good penetration. She's down. If I see her launch a torpedo, I'm just gonna speed up. My acceleration is pretty good. And my rudder really isn't. There she goes. Nice. The convoy is saved. And the Trafalgar only took a little bit of damage. And dished out quite a lot. Even the transports helped a little bit. I mean, it's not much, but it's honest work. Okay. Let's see my fleet. I have ordered this fleet to head back into port. They're gonna get refits, and I'm gonna scrap the Victorious class. Still way too friendly with the Germans. I don't really like that, because I would rather want to fight them. The Italians have 9 ships left. One battleship, one battlecruiser, some more of those heavy cruisers, and yeah. March on. More convoys. The Germans laying down a new battleship class, C class. War continues. I thought I accepted their peace treaty, but apparently not. It's the Belfast is back. Accompanied by a destroyer. Let's see if we can do this. And HE. Gonna keep trying to do what I've tried to do a couple of times already, with varying degrees of success. Fight the enemy DD, avoid the heavy cruiser, and just sink the transports. They should have 7 of them. Weather is kind of bad. DD is under AI captain control. Down to ×5 already. What do we have here? Question mark? That's the heavy cruiser. Alright. So Belfast, you can just do a big loop around. Hit already. Torpedoes are in the water. Against the cruiser, maybe I'm lucky, maybe I will get a couple of hits. No. No torpedo hits. So they came from up here, so that's pretty much where I expect the transport fleet to be. Oh. Oh, shit. Oh, yeah. Never mind. Avoided all torpedoes. Here's the found the transports. Very nice. Let's go to work. Torpedoes off on the DD. I might need them later. My DD is not firing for some reason. Why not firing, DD? End battle. Nice. That's a good result. The plan accidentally worked. That sort of stuff is going to be much easier once I get ships with the radio direction thing. It's the Furious against the Rosa and the DD. And 2 transports. Let's go. The Fast and Furious. Weather not too good. That's a minus 27.5. That's probably the battleship I have spotted. There's the DD. Torpedoes are avoided. I don't know if that class of DD carries torpedo reloads. There we go. Some good damage on the Rosa. Cadet crew. Now I really just need to slow her down. There's that DD. Engines are out. Yeah, going down. Impressed at how my 11-inch guns are going. Oh, you got 1.6 inches of forebelt armor. Yeah, just keep going bow in then. Oh, I think she's gonna sink. I was hoping to just slow her down and then go kill the transports, but I don't think that's an option anymore. Okay. I mean, yeah. Damage received 50. Yep. How's my research coming along? Am I getting some Mark II 16s or 15s? Okay. Could be useful. But like, this is where my focus is now. Let's get another destroyer going in 2 months. Torpedo propulsion. 6.5 kilometers. It's pretty good. 20-inch torpedoes. Advanced electrical. Let's see what happens. 2 meetings and a battle. Let's test out my Rodney class battlecruisers against the Flora. I mean, just one of them would probably be enough. I could auto-resolve this, but I want to see my new Rodney class battlecruisers in action. There we go. Southwest. Set my DDs to AI control. They can go out and find the enemy first. But my Rodneys might actually spot her before the DDs. They should have the superior tower spotting. Yeah. Means I don't really need the DDs to spot. Weather 0. That's decent. Am I getting my torpedoes off? Yeah, I am. I mean, it was a good attempt at a cross torp, but yeah, she's done for. Very decent. Nice. I mean, yeah. DDs didn't really do a lot of damage. That means none of the torpedoes hit. Battlecruisers did what they could before the target was no more. Couldn't really ask for more than that. And we have the Indomitable against another 2 heavy cruisers. Crewed by cadets, because I don't think the Italians have a lot of surplus crew left. I think I've sent too many of their sailors down to Davy Jones's locker at this time. Cadets might be all they can muster. I think it's so cool that my Indomitable class battlecruisers are still proving to be useful. The episode where I'm designing this went up on the YouTubes today as I'm playing this game here. I'm gonna slow down a bit. They can't catch me. I have a top speed of 24. Weather is kind of bad. Let's say minus 20. I will say this about the Italian heavy cruisers, they are quite tanky. Well, they should be with 15 inches of armor. Good fore and aft belt armor also. Maximum bulkheads. More heavily armored than the Italian battleships. But of course, kind of lacking in the firepower department. 6.3 inch guns on a heavy cruiser. That's not very impressive. Okay, you have no torps left because I think they got detonated. Means you're not a big threat. This one has torps, and she just launched. Destroyed torpedo. She has no more torps. But she's the easiest target, so I'm just gonna finish her. Go to HE. Yeah, the tower spotting on these not the greatest, but that's one thing I can't fix in the refit. Destroy the main gun. Sinking. And speed up. I know that other cruiser can't have gotten far. There she is. Pretty much dead in the water. HE. Yeah, done. Very nice. And a battle. That's not a fight I want to pick with the Belfast. Research. Destroyer hull coming in. Next turn. Are the Italians building anything? Building 4 ships. Crew pool 69. Not nice, actually. That's kind of sad. French have an active fleet of 42 now. I guess I'm gonna go to war with them next, because the Germans are being far too friendly. They have an active fleet of only 35, but they are building 35 more ships. That's gonna be 70. And I think the quality of German ships probably improved since the last war. Yeah, C-class battleship. Wet heat propulsion? What's that? Torpedo launcher Mark III. Wet heat propulsion? Is that a torpedo thing? Yeah, I think so. Let's go May. Another convoy battle. And destroyer design. There's a Latona and an Indus versus a battleship. First of all, I want to design a destroyer. Big guns, unknown. Special machinery, that's electric steering thing. Ship design. New design. Okay. We're gonna do what we always do. Have the AI roll up 5 ships. 6 million. Six. And then average out the cost and yeah, do it 20% cheaper. 4. Seven. It was not a legal design, but I don't care. 5. And I mean, my Yarrow class is not that old, but I think I only have 8 or 9 of them left, and this class is getting kind of old. 7. So I won't be replacing the Yarrows, I'll be supplementing them. Okay, let's do the math. Let's do the math. 6 plus 4 plus 7 plus 5 plus 7. Okay, that's 29. Divide by 5, it's going to be almost 6. Yes, it's 5.8. And multiply by 0.8. 4.64. Let's call it 4.7. Because none of my numbers that I rolled were such that I could round them up, so they all got rounded down. Let's delete and start from scratch. Main tower. You need me some spotting. This weighs 13 tons, plus 2.5 to base accuracy. This one might actually be better. And I thought I'm just gonna go with that one for now. Speed will have to be a lot better than this. 37. Maximum bulkheads, spacious quarters, range, I can reduce you a little bit. Oil, induced, geared turbines, that's expensive. We're gonna reduce the size. Might actually just go with turbines. They need to be maneuverable. Corrupt 4, not that armor matters that much on a DD. Okay, and we now have to add the guns. Five-inch guns. Worry about the placement and the exact number of guns later on. Triple tubes. Max HE. I actually want to go with light shells. I don't need increased ammo on a DD. How many shells per gun? 270 per turret. Increased, it's 364. Reduced, it's 176. Probably won't fire that much. Let's go with this for more like HE penetration. I need the guns to turn fast. Fire fast. Torpedo range 6.6. Make them fast 4.3. Standard ammo for the torps. We are at 6.4. Gonna have to reduce this a little bit. Start by nerfing the draft. Make the ship really slim. We are now at 4.3. Budget was 4.7. Can reduce a little bit more, like so. Okay, let's start actually getting things placed. Did I make my guns long? No, I did not. They need to be long. Forward offset still bad. Engine efficiency not great. Engine efficiency now great. Can I go for a smaller funnel? 100. What about the smallest one? 70. 95. That's 100. There we go. Now you won't fit. Very small. Okay. Can I just make it fit perfectly? That improved my pitch. Roll is still kind of bad. I think I can improve my roll by increasing the draft. Aft weight offset. Forward weight offset. Okay. That ruined my pitch. Yeah, don't need a barbette on the DD. Armor. Armor. .5, that's the maximum. Half an inch on the superstructure. Let's go half an inch on the main deck. Goes more weight, like down low in the center. That improves stability. As you can see, the pitch is going down. A little bit more armor on the fore and aft decks. Yeah, that's not too bad of a boat. Hydro, radio, positioning. And it's got some decent torpedoes, which most of my DDs have not had. Save design. Yeah. I mean, it's still 1.08 kind of torpedoes, so I don't expect too much from them. But maybe if launched en masse into a huge enemy formation, you could probably hit something. Build 10. Alright. That's it for this episode. Goodbye and take care.